Hello there, and welcome to the 90-10 Rule, a podcast where we teach burnout and build freedom. So today's episode is very, very special because I am going to show you, I'm going to teach you how you can craft your own story with a powerful message that is going to make you money in your own business. This is going to be the foundation of your journey. And this is also how you can connect with other people, with your potential clients, and with a new audience. So I really want you to understand the power of storytelling. Now, that being said, this is the foundation of your business, of your personal brand. So once you start developing a strong story, a strong message on how to connect with people, you, my friend, are going to become unstoppable. So let's dive into the 4 steps that you have to have in your message and how you can build your own. Now, the number one thing I want you to understand is about your own story. And unfortunately, most women are either ashamed or afraid to share their own story based upon what happened to them when they were kids, or maybe they went through a nasty divorce, or whatever the case may be. I have learned based upon my own clients and seeing other women not owning their own experiences and their own journey and not sharing, not being open to share any of that with your clients. And I'm not saying that you really have to tell your clients everything about your life. That's not what I'm saying. But I really want you to understand the power of your own journey. And this is why I feel that this is super, super important to understand on how you can craft and what the type of information that you need to share with your audience for them to start connecting with you. Once you create that bridge between yourself and your clients, I'm telling you, your clients are going to feel attracted to you because they're going to have something that relates to them. Instead of you chasing clients, they're going to start coming to you because you are opening yourself to share and connect with other people. Maybe they went through the same life stories. Something similar happened to them and they feel that connection now with you. They're not thinking about, oh, she's trying to sell. Now they're connecting on another level. And I really want you to understand something. All the things that happen to you when you were a child, maybe other type of experiences, and you are afraid and ashamed to share them, I really want you to understand that they didn't happen to you. They happen for you. Every single one of them. It made you the type of woman that you are today. And that, my friend, is something really powerful and something to be celebrated. Because sometimes even with me, when I look back into my own life, and sometimes I tell myself, I wish somebody would have told me the type of information that I know today on businesses and on mindset, like when I was in my 20s, I would have had maybe a better life, quote unquote, better life. But at the same time, when I look back into my own story, I was not ready to receive this type of information in my 20s. I received, like, this information came to me at the right time. And if you are listening to this episode, it's because you are ready to take the next step in your life. Whether you are trying to build a business, whether you are trying to really create the bridge between where you are right now and your future self through a business to maybe a better job opportunity, maybe a different career, whatever the case may be, I really want you to understand the power of your own story, because this is going to be the one thing that it makes you you. Is you, your own story, your own life. Because unfortunately, I have seen so many women not creating their own story and not being able to share with other people their life experiences because they keep comparing themselves to other people. And when they do that, they don't realize that that is robbing them from becoming the next version of themselves. And you don't have to compare yourself to anybody. Own your story, own your life. You only get to live one. And this is the one that you have been given, and enjoy it until the end. So once you understand the power of your own story, you are going to become unstoppable. And I'm going to show you how. So there is a 4-step process in crafting your own story. So number one is about being aware of your own life, of your own story. I want you to look back into your own life and start noticing that every single decision that you made, it took you to the next. It's almost like you are building a jigsaw puzzle. And once you start looking back, you're going to notice a pattern. You're going to start noticing that one thing led you to the next. And that is going to be a powerful tool for you to understand how to craft your message at the end. Now, the second step, I really want you to think about your own journey. I want you to think about how you end up either listening to this podcast, or maybe wanting to open a business, start your own business, do something different with your own life. Like, what made you start thinking differently? And that is the second step. The third step, though, is your turning point. When do you told to yourself, I am done. I am done with my current situation and I want something different for myself. I want you to realize, when was that turning point for you in your own journey, because this is going to be a key point in your message that you are going to be able to connect with other people. This is such a powerful point, your turning point. And the fourth step, though, is your message. What are you trying to say with your own life experiences to other people? This is going to be the bridge between your journey and how you can connect with other women through your life experiences. Your message is going to be the one powerful tool while crafting your story, because this is what is going to connect with other people. Now, let's do a recap with the 4 steps that you have to have while crafting your own message. The number one, I want you to look back in your story. It's always your story. Number one, embrace your life, embrace your journey. Number two is the journey. Number three is your turning point. And number four is your message. So I'm going to give you an example on how all these 4 points connect together. I'm going to share with you my own message, my story, my journey, so you can see how everything makes sense and how you can relate to me through my story. And I want you to understand also how important this is, because storytelling, it is so powerful. And you'll remember every single detail that I'm about to share with you about my own journey because of the story. So once you make that connection, this is going to be such a powerful tool and your foundation for your own business. So here we go. My story. I was a stay-at-home mom a few years ago, back in 2021. I was overworked. I was overwhelmed, even though I was living a beautiful life. I have 2 beautiful, healthy daughters. I have a supportive husband and a beautiful family. I really do. And I am super grateful for it. But deep down, I was not happy with my life. I was overworked, overwhelmed. I didn't stop. I was not feeling grateful at that time, unfortunately, for the things that I had. And it took me to realize that it was not my family. It was not my life. It was me. I was not happy with me. And something happened to me back in 2021 when I reached my turning point. I was so desperate for something else. And I remember sitting on my couch one day. I was exhausted mentally, physically, because I did not stop. And if you are a stay home mom, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like the chores never end when you stay in the house, whether are the kids or your husband or cleaning, cooking, whatever the case may be, it never ends. And I never stopped. And I was so tired physically, mentally. I had no time for myself. And it got to the point where I couldn't do it anymore. I was not happy with me, with my life, even though I had the most beautiful family and a supportive husband. I had enough of me not doing something for myself. And I remember sitting down on my couch and looking back into my own life. And that's when I realized I want more. I was not made for this type of life. And don't get me wrong, there's some ladies out there that they were born to be stay-home moms and they're happy and they love it. But that is not me. That was not me at that point in my life. So if this is not you, I really want you to understand that there's a way out. The one decision that is going to change everything for you. So at that point in my life, I was exhausted, physically, mentally. I was not earning money and I was depending on my husband 100%, and I didn't like it. I did not like it. And at that point, I realized that I always wanted more. Since I was a little girl, I always wanted more of everything. I wanted more stuff. I wanted a better house. I wanted a better car. I wanted better clothes. I always wanted more. And that feeling came back to me at that time. And that's when I realized, okay, if I want to make a change, if I want different results, then I have to be the one taking number one responsibility for what I'm doing with my life. And then number two, doing something about it. At that time, I said to myself, okay, I have enough. I love my husband. I love my girls. But at the end of the day, I love me more. And yes, you are allowed to say that because it is true. If you don't love yourself enough, how can you love either your husband or your own kids? There's no way. It start with you. And that's when everything changed for me. And I took a life changing decision. I told myself I need to take charge of my own life, and everything changed at that moment. I decided that I was going to open my own business and and be able to earn money and help my husband financially and show my girls that they can do the same and anything is possible. And I did. I did. In a matter of 2 years, I was able to build my first business from the ground up. And I built a six-figure business in 2 years. I hired a business coach and everything started happening and evolving and changing right in front of my eyes. And last year, back in 2024, I took another life changing decision of building a second business, which is now my coaching business. And I'm also an keynote speaker and a published author, which I'm super, super excited that I'm writing a book about my journey so I can share it with the masses. Now, I really want you to understand that it doesn't matter where you are in your life. Once you make the committed decision to change, nothing will stop you. You will become unstoppable. But everything has to start with you. If you are in that position right now where you just can't take it anymore, you feel trapped, you feel stuck, and being stuck is not a pretty it is not something that I wish for anybody. It is actually, it feels terrible. If you feel stuck, maybe in a job that you don't like, or maybe you were in the same position that I was a few years back, being a stay-home mom and depending 100% on your husband, on your family, and not doing anything for you. If you are in that position, I am here to tell you that there's a way out. And there is so much more for you to experience once you escape from that jail. And I'm going to share this quote from Bob Proctor that really make me change my perception of things. How can you escape from jail when you don't know that you live in one? So once you realize that you have been living in a square, in a box, once you understand your situation right now, it is the only way you can make things differently to start paving your way out of there. It is the only way. And if I did it when I had no money, I had no business experience, I had nothing. And I was able to build not one, but two businesses from the ground up in a matter of 3 years. And I am now earning more money than when I was in college, when I had my medical degree, than ever before. And I am happier because I'm creating something that is truly me. But everything started with a committed decision. Let me just be clear with something real quick. If you decide to take the step into becoming an entrepreneur and starting your own business, it is the hardest thing that I have ever done in my entire life. You know, it may sound like a great idea if you just listening to me sharing my story about how I was able to build a six-figure business in less than 2 years. But I am here to tell you it was hard. It was incredibly hard. I was working, and I'm not even joking, I was working between 12 to 16 hours a day. As a matter of fact, and this is not to scare you, I have not had one day off since I started my two businesses. Not one. There is not one day where I don't check my emails, where I don't post on my social media, where I don't check with my team members. There has not been one day since I started. And this has been the most incredible journey in my entire life because I can now create coming from a place of me. I'm creating things that are representing me. I am changing lives. I am making more money than a few years before in with my medical career, and I am happier than ever. Even though I have worked so much to build not one but two businesses in a matter of 3 years, this is the happier that I have ever been because it really changes you because you are creating something that is you. You are creating more of you. The more deeper you go into this entrepreneurial journey, it's almost like you're peeling off the layers of an onion. You are peeling off those layers, and you never thought, or at least I never thought, that I was capable of doing what I'm doing today. And I know I'm just scratching the surface. So I really want you to understand the power of what I just share with you because I'm pretty sure that I was able to connect with more women out there that feel the same way. And I also want you to understand that I'm not only connecting with people, I'm also empowering to change. I am not special. I don't have a magic wand. I don't have anything that anybody else doesn't have. It's just a pure determination, discipline, and the understanding that and I want you to listen to this, that nobody is going to save you. Not your kids, not your husband, not your parents, not your best friend, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be. Nobody. The only person that is capable of saving you is you. no one else. And I really want you to understand this. If you feel trapped, if you are not happy with your life, you are the one responsible for it, no one else. So I really want you to understand that. And once you accept your past, and once you also take responsibility for your life right now, if you are not living the type of life that you want, I want you to take responsibility for that, because I feel that most of us have been raised by either our own parents or by society with a victim mentality. This is not happening for me because she didn't do this, or because my parents didn't do that, so I'm here stuck in this life that I hate. Stop that. If that's you, stop it right now. Stop it. Become aware of the endless possibilities once you take responsibility of your own decisions, therefore your own life. Nobody is here to save you. No one. Understand that. If there's one thing that I want you to take away from this episode, is that take responsibility for your own life decisions. And trust me, that is the one thing that will save you, because that is going to give you the power to take decisions that are going to be a covenant with yourself, so you can start moving towards your dreams. And based upon my own experience, I want you to understand you don't have to be special. You don't have to have the talent. But if you have work ethic, if you are persistent, and if you work enough on your dreams and you take action, this is going to make you unstoppable. And this is what is going to give you the life by design. How do you want to live your life? Have you ever thought about that? Because I didn't. Before I started my entrepreneurial journey, I didn't even thought about how exactly I wanted to live my life. But once you understand the power of change, this might be your turning point, my friend. This might be the one episode that can change your life. Because I am here to tell you, if I did it, I'm not special. I don't have a magic wand. If I was able to break away from being a stay-at-home mom, being not happy with myself, to now own two businesses. One is a six-figure business. My second business is I'm in the process of building. If I was able to do that and become a keynote speaker and become a published author while building a business and bring money into my household, I am here to tell you, you can do the same, absolutely the same. If you feel connected with my own story, I want you to understand that you can do absolutely the same. And if you already have a business, and if you want to connect with your audience in a bigger and better way, craft your own message. This is going to be such a powerful tool to have in your business. Remember, you need 4 steps. You need to look back at your own story. You need to tell the journey that takes you where you are right now. And what was a turning point in your own story that made you realize, that made you take that decision that changed everything for you? And what is the message on how you connect all the 4 steps together to empower your audience to do the same? And this is the way you are able to connect with other people through your message. And most importantly, own your life. Own it. Don't look at anybody else and say, oh, they can do that because they had a better life. You don't know. Like if you looked on social media, people will post only the things that they want other people to see. Is it the whole truth? I don't think so. Because I've seen it all, my friend. I've seen it all in the things that, is good and bad. Social media is a great tool for business owners for their businesses. But on the same token, people that are truly trying to build something genuine are marketing with people that are just building something based upon lies. Don't worry about those people. I want you to worry about you, how you can craft your own story, your own powerful story, so you can start connecting and making a bigger impact in this world. At the end of the day, it's not about selling, it's about helping. So once you start shifting mindset, you're going to start unlocking your own potential and removing those blocks that have been in your life for a very long time, probably for generations. And I really hope that this information was helpful to you and that you are able to craft your own message so you can start making more money and impacting more lives. And if you feel that this type of information is going to help other people, share it, talk about it, be open, share your own story, craft your own message, and then share it with maybe your best friend, maybe your husband, and say, hey, what do you think about it? Do you feel connected? Do you feel like your thoughts about it? And start creating and crafting something that is going to impact people. But until next time, I hope this information was helpful to you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.